Cruise ships throw away enough food every single day to feed a small city. Not leftovers from plates, entire trays, freshly cooked that morning, barely touched. And what happens to that food after the buffet closes is something most passengers never see. When I started digging into how cruise buffets actually work, I expected a little waste. What I found instead was an entire system designed around it. And once you understand how it works, you start seeing the buffet very differently. Today, we're going behind the scenes of cruise buffet waste, what happens to uneaten food, why most of it can never be saved, and the hidden system that handles it once it leaves the buffet line. Because the truth is, the real story doesn't start in the kitchen. It starts the moment a tray reaches the buffet. Number 1. The scale is almost impossible to imagine. A large cruise ship can serve more than 20,000 meals per day. Breakfast buffets, pool grills, main dining rooms, room service, late-night snacks. A cruise ship kitchen isn't really a restaurant. It's closer to a floating city cafeteria system. Ships like Symphony of the Seas from Royal Caribbean can carry more than 6,700 passengers and over 2,000 crew members on a single voyage. That means tens of thousands of meals every day for an entire week at sea. And there's one problem. The nearest grocery store might be hundreds of miles away. Running out of food isn't just embarrassing, it's a logistical disaster. So cruise kitchens solve that problem the simplest way possible. They cook more food than they expect passengers to eat on purpose. Thousands of eggs, entire racks of bread before sunrise, huge trays of proteins prepared hours before dinner. Industry estimates suggest that large cruise ships can generate 10 to 15 tons of food waste per day. And that's before counting what passengers leave on their plates. But the most surprising part isn't how much food gets cooked. It's what happens once that tray reaches the buffet line. Number 2. The full tray illusion. Here's something that surprised me. Buffet trays are often removed before they're empty, not because the food ran out, because an empty tray looks bad. Cruise buffets are carefully designed to feel abundant. A full tray signals choice. An empty tray signals scarcity. So staff are trained to rotate trays early, sometimes while there's still food inside. Multiply that across several buffet stations, 3 meal services per day, thousands of guests, and suddenly, hundreds of trays may be swapped out daily. Not because the food was bad, simply because the buffet has to look endless. But once that tray leaves the buffet line, something very important happens. It crosses a point of no return. Number 3. The point of no return. The moment a tray reaches the buffet, it can never return to the kitchen, even if no one touched it, even if the food looks perfect. From a food safety perspective, it's already considered served. Open buffets expose food to hundreds of people breathing over trays, leaning over them, touching shared utensils. Even if everything looks clean, health regulations treat that food as a contamination risk. So once a tray leaves the kitchen, there are no second chances. But that rule didn't appear out of nowhere. It exists because cruise ships have learned the hard way what happens when food safety fails. Number 4. Why cruise ships take food safety so seriously. In 2019, an outbreak of norovirus affected more than 150 passengers aboard the cruise ship Caribbean Princess. Within days, the ship was under intense scrutiny. Health authorities investigated. Reports were published publicly. The story spread through international media. On land, a restaurant outbreak might affect a few dozen people. At sea, thousands of passengers shared dining areas, ventilation systems, and bathrooms. A single foodborne illness can spread across a ship in less than 48 hours. That's why cruise ships are inspected under strict sanitation programs run by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention through its Vessel Sanitation Program. Ships are inspected without warning, and their scores are published publicly. A bad score can damage bookings and cost millions. So cruise kitchens don't take chances. If a tray might be unsafe, it gets removed every time. But the industry has also been trying to reduce how much food gets wasted in the first place. And surprisingly, technology is helping. Number 5. The system cutting waste in half. Some cruise lines now use AI systems to track food waste. One example is a system called Winnow. Every tray of discarded food is photographed and weighed. The system records what was wasted, how much, and when. Over time, it builds a massive database that helps kitchens adjust production. Royal Caribbean has reported that ships using this system have reduced food waste by up to 50%. Other cruise lines, including MSC Cruises and Norwegian Cruise Line, have adopted similar tracking technologies. The interesting part? Passengers usually notice nothing. Buffets still look the same. The reduction happens behind the scenes, before food even reaches the buffet. But there's another major source of waste, and it doesn't come from the kitchen. Number 6. The part no one likes to talk about. A significant portion of buffet waste actually comes from passengers. Studies on buffet behavior show that when people see unlimited options, they tend to take 30 to 40% more food than they eat. On a ship with 5,000 guests, if each person wastes just 1 cup of food per meal, that becomes 45,000 cups of discarded food every single day. The kitchen might be reducing waste with AI, but passenger behavior can recreate that waste just as quickly. So what actually happens to all that food once it leaves the buffet? Most people guess wrong. Number 7. Where the food actually goes. Many passengers assume leftover food is given to the crew. Others assume it gets donated at the next port. In reality, both options are extremely difficult. International food safety rules make it complicated to offload perishable food between countries. Different ports operate under different health regulations. Maintaining a verified refrigeration chain during a port stop is almost impossible. So instead, cruise ships process food waste on board. Large ships carry industrial food waste machines called pulpers. These machines grind food into a slurry and remove moisture, reducing its volume by up to 80%. What started as a full buffet tray becomes a much smaller amount of processed waste. But even then, strict rules apply.
Number 8. The ocean isn't a free dump. International maritime law regulates how ships dispose of waste at sea. Under the MARPOL Convention, food waste cannot be discharged within 12 nautical miles of land. Every disposal must be logged with GPS coordinates and timestamps. Inspectors can review these records at any port visit. Violating these rules can be extremely expensive. In 2016, Carnival Corporation paid $40 million in penalties related to environmental violations across parts of its fleet. Since then, compliance documentation on modern cruise ships has become extremely detailed. The ocean isn't a dumping ground. Everything is tracked. Number 9. The crew you never see. Behind the scenes, cruise ships have entire teams dedicated to waste management. Not dishwashers, specialists. Large ships operate waste processing teams around the clock. While passengers eat dinner, they're processing lunch waste. While passengers sleep, they're logging breakfast disposal records. Food waste, cooking oil, glass, cardboard, plastic. Everything is sorted, documented, and processed. Most passengers never see these crews, but without them, the ship fails its next inspection. Number 10. The truth about zero-waste ships. Cruise lines sometimes talk about zero-waste ships, but the phrase can be misleading. It doesn't mean no waste exists. It means waste is diverted from landfills through recycling, incineration, or processing. To be fair, the industry is improving. Waste tracking systems, smarter kitchens, and new technologies are reducing waste every year. But the real reason cruise lines are investing heavily in this isn't just environmental. Number 11. The real reason cruise lines care. Food waste is expensive. It's not just the food itself. It's the refrigeration systems keeping ingredients cold, the labor hours spent preparing food that never gets eaten, the machines processing waste, the compliance staff documenting every disposal. Industry analysts estimate food operations account for roughly 20 to 25% of total ship operating costs. On the largest ships, that represents tens of millions of dollars every year. Reducing waste isn't just good publicity, it's good economics. Number 12. Why the buffet might be disappearing. Some cruise lines are already experimenting with alternatives. Virgin Voyages eliminated traditional buffets entirely. Instead, they use multiple small restaurants and made-to-order stations. Passenger satisfaction scores remained strong. Other lines are experimenting with smaller trays, cook-to-order stations, and batch cooking smaller amounts more frequently. The data suggests something interesting. Passengers don't actually need endless trays of food. They want freshness and variety. Those are two very different things. Final thought. From the passenger side of the buffet line, Everything looks simple. Bright lights, full trays, more food than anyone could try in a single day. But behind that sneeze guard is one of the most complex food systems at sea. Every tray is tracked, every disposal logged, every process regulated. The buffet may look the same as it did 10 years ago, but behind the scenes, the way it operates is already changing. And the next time you see a crew member swap out a tray that still has food in it, you'll know exactly why. If you enjoy exploring the hidden side of cruise ships, subscribe for more videos like this. And tell me in the comments, has this changed the way you look at cruise buffets?